Fun fact, have you heard that a Nintendo Switch has games? I bet you didn't know that one. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and biscuits. How are you doing on this wonderful day? I hope you're doing fine. Enough chit chat, alright? Nintendo Switch has games, alright? And I am sick and tired about all the complaints about it.
You got your Marios and your Zeldas, your Splatoons and your Animal Crossings. You even got one of them there, Donkey Kong games on that there Nintendo Switch. So quit your whining! Yes, sorry, Bob. We have all sorts of games on the Nintendo Switch. Every single game anyone ever wants, right here on the Switch. We got all sorts of games, the games people want, right here on this Switch. There are no games missing for people who want those games. Nope, all the games right here on this teeny little console.
Alright, I guess I'll cut the bit. The Nintendo Switch game library is decent. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of great games on there like Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, Super Smash Bros. And Pokemon, and all of these games are just glorious. And not only that, there are games that were ported from the Wii U, and this is great because it gives them a second chance to really be enjoyed. You know, games like Super Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and not only that, they also have Mario Kart. And any game console that has Mario Kart is automatically the best game console without a doubt, no questions asked. But even with all of these amazing, like great, awesome, beautiful games, there's still something missing. That being the games.
There are games like Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, and Metroid Prime 4 that were announced. And that's it. No new news whatsoever. Well, except for Metroid Prime 4, where they just said, you know what, this game isn't good enough, and just completely started all over again. And that's it. That's all they've given us. I mean, come on, guys, just a little update. Come on, just tell us how the game is going. Just a little teaser, a little taste, a little behind the scenes. Heck, I'll even take a rendering of Samus's left leg. I mean, come on, just give us something, please. And then, of course, there are the games that Nintendo has completely forgotten about. You know, games like Wario World, F-Zero, Golden Sun. Someday, my friends, someday. Who knows, maybe they will get a new game on some Nintendo console someday. Please just don't give up hope, my friends. Do not give up hope. And then, of course, there's Pikmin 4. I mean, come on, Nintendo. Are you making Pikmin 4? Is it canceled? Is it even ready? Are you guys even planning on making it? I mean, come on, make up your mind, guys. What's the deal with Pikmin 4, am I right? And then there are the games that would just be perfect for Switch. I mean, come on, everything's already right there. These games are screaming, put me on Switch already. And to me personally, there's no better game that fits that description than the perfectly peculiar Punch-Out!
Now, Punch-Out is an interesting game series. It was forgotten about by Nintendo. Okay, well, that's not the interesting part. In fact, that's more common than you think, and wow, that's actually really sad. All these wonderful game series just completely forgotten about. No, that's not the interesting part. What's interesting is it was forgotten about by Nintendo, even though Punch-Out was with them since the very beginning.
You see, Punch-Out first started out as an arcade machine back in 1983, and then in 1987, Punch-Out made its way onto the NES, bringing back characters from the arcade game, adding new opponents, and even including one of the hardest bosses to beat in all of video game history, future heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who then changed to Mr. Dream after the contract expired. Being well received by fans and critics alike, and being ranked as the 6th greatest NES game, it was clear that there would be another Punch-Out on the next console. But, however, there was just, just one small, itty-bitty, teensy-weensy little problem, just a small little problem. They completely forgot about Little Mac! Now, they say that this is Little Mac, but I know for a fact that this is not Little Mac. This looks nothing like Little Mac. This isn't the Little Mac that we grew to know and love. This is an imposter! And he looks a little suspicious if you ask me. After all that, Punch-Out was forgotten about and had a really rough patch for a couple of years. I mean, Little Mac was just treated as an absolute joke. And then something glorious happened. Next Level Games said, you know what, we should give Punch-Out a chance. And they did. They gave us Punch-Out for the Wii. And boy golly was it beautiful! They somehow managed to turn characters who were once just pixels on a screen into characters overflowing with personality. It's incredible. And not only that, all these characters speak their own language. And to me personally, this adds more realism to the game because there's no subtitles or translations of what they're saying. So, you could be going up against someone, they say some stuff in their own their own language, and it's like, what is he saying? What was that? I don't quite understand what you're saying, good sir. I don't speak French. I'm quite confused. What is this? And then Punch-Out was forgotten about again. Well, until Little Mac was revealed for Smash, but that's a whole other story. I mean, give the kid a break. He's just a boxer from the Bronx. He's just used to punching people in the face. He doesn't have a sword or fireballs or the ability to fly. He's got none of that. But he's got spirit, and that's what really counts. Now with that all out of the way, we can finally get into why Punch-Out is perfect for the Switch. For one, the controls. On the Wii, you could either use motion controls with a Wii Remote nunchuck, or you could play the classic way by using a Wii Remote like an NES controller. And the Wii Balance Board. For some reason, I don't know why the Wii Balance Board was an option to play, but it was there for some reason. I don't know. I don't think anybody even used the Wii Balance Board for this. But these would work well for the Switch, because you could use both Joy-Cons for the motion controls, or you could just use one sideways for the classic way. And heck, they could probably even incorporate the Ring Fit into it. I mean, if they could incorporate the Wii Balance Board into Punch-Out for the Wii, I'm sure they could find some way to, put Ring Fit for Punch-Out. It could work. Somehow. I mean, it would get people talking about it. It's weird, but it works. Of course, there's also a problem with how they will bring it to the Switch. You see, Nintendo will probably do one of two things if they do bring Punch-Out to the Switch. They will either A, port it from the Wii with a couple of new things added, or what I'm really hoping for, B, they'll actually remake it so it works better with the Switch. See, Punch-Out for the Wii is already perfect. It's fine, it's lovely, it's incredible, it's amazing. So if it isn't broken, why bother fixing it? So there's really not much you can do there besides adding a couple of new characters or bringing back opponents from previous Punch-Out games. But that's the easy part. There's still so many characters in the Punch-Out series that fans would just love to see return in a new Punch-Out. And adding new characters, well, that wouldn't be too hard for one main reason. Now, if you remember correctly, in Punch-Out for the Wii, Donkey Kong was actually a secret boss you can unlock entitled Defense Mode. Not a surprise to many. And with Mac's inclusion in Smash, it would make sense if some of the other Nintendo characters would think they could totally take him on outside of Super Smash Bros. I mean, because he's not that good in Smash, so they think, he's just a puny little weakling. I mean, we could totally take him on in the ring if we can take him on here. I mean, it would make sense. Hey, come on, if they can include characters outside of Mario in Mario Kart, they can include characters outside of Punch-Out in Punch-Out. I mean, just think about it. Mac going up against someone like Bowser, or Captain Falcon, heck, even Springman. I still don't understand how there's no Little Mac and Arms. I mean, the opportunity was there. He's a boxer. This is a fighting game. His boxing clothes could have references to nods to opponents from Punch-Out. But no, Little Mac just isn't good enough for Arms, is he? I just hope he's at least referenced in Arms too, or in any other boxing game. I mean, come on, he's Little Mac. He's a boxer. Where is he? Come on, it's right there. It's just, it drives me crazy. Now there's the biggest problem everyone has with Nintendo games. Pricing. You see, some games are just Wii U ports with a Nintendo Switch logo slapped onto it, a new gimmick here or there, and then they just jack up the price. Now, some of them can be, sort of justified. Like in Super Mario 3D World, they did give us a whole new game mode, which was pretty great. But come on, you could have given us a couple more enemies, maybe some new maps, or heck, maybe even new playable characters. An actual new playable character. Look, I like Toadette, it's a nice character, but it's just Toad but pink. I mean, come on, you could have had Wario, Waluigi, Daisy, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, any one of these characters with such personality, such powerful moves, and the gimmicks are all there. It's so easy to make a character for them, and you pick the pink mushroom. Don't even get me started on that. But like I said, there's not much you can do with Punch-Out besides adding new characters or bringing back old opponents. Ha! Just kidding. There are things you can do with Punch-Out that could justify a $60 price tag. They can include ways to play the classic Punch-Out, the ones on the NES and SNES. I mean, sure, we already have them on the Virtual Console, but that requires a Nintendo Switch membership, and then you gotta download the thing, and then you gotta do scavenge and just look through the entire library just to find those games. just a bunch of other nonsense, you know. It's just easy to play from the actual Punch-Out game, you know. And like I said before, they could use the Ring Fit for some sort of game mode. I don't know, try and incorporate Ring Fit into this. Like, hey, Ring Fit's got the mini-games, Punch-Out Ring Fit, I don't know, something like that. That sounds pretty cool, right? I mean, you got an exercise machine, you got Punch-Out. Do something with it. You know, outfits are also pretty cool. Maybe he could dress up like other Nintendo characters. There's also the amiibos that are collecting dust. I mean, you got a Little Mac amiibo. Maybe you could use the Little Mac amiibo to, you know, increase your health or your stamina. And maybe your opponents can have amiibo, because, you know, people like amiibo, and you got Punch-Out characters that aren't amiibo. They'd fit as amiibo. Like, just think about a King Hippo amiibo. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's how you get your opponent's costumes. You scan them and it's like, oh, now you can dress up as Glass Joe or someone else, you know? I mean, think about it. Maybe Mac looks better in purple than he does in green, you know? That sounds pretty cool. There could be a game mode that changes from the 3 different Punch-Outs, you know? You could be fighting someone from the Wii era with the Wii graphics, and then it changes to the NES graphics, and then the SNES graphics. It just completely random times. I mean, the gameplay still stays the same, but it's just the graphics that change, you know? I mean, it could be challenging, you know? The NES is, well, the NES, you know? I mean, it could be harder to tell when they're giving you the little hints that they're gonna unleash a big attack. I mean, that's pretty cool, too. Actually, that'd be pretty impressive. I want to see that in the next Punch-Out. Can we have that in the next Punch-Out? Because that's actually a really good idea. Oh, wait. Doc Lewis's Punch-Out. They could bring back Doc Lewis's Punch-Out as an unlockable. A long story short, Doc Lewis's Punch-Out was a thing that was like DLC for Punch-Out to get on the WiiWare or something, and it's like, oh, you know what? Get it out of here. They closed the Wii shop. You can't buy the game anymore. Basically, you just can't get it anymore. You know, it was fun because you were fighting Doc Lewis. You're training with Doc Lewis. So how come they make that a game? Make that a special little unlockable game in the new Punch-Out?
But what do you guys think? Do you think Punch-Out belongs on Switch? What other games do you think would just be perfect for Switch? Answer down in the comments below, and let's all hope we at least get something new with Punch-Out with the E3 coming up. I mean, come on, Punch-Out, please just give us something besides Smash. And speaking of Smash, if Punch-Out does get a new game, this increases Punch-Out's series of getting a new fighter in Smash, which is great because Little Mac is just, I think that's a whole complete mess going on. And personally, I feel like Aran Ryan would be great for Smash. Not only because he's not in Smash in any form of like a spirit or assist trophy or sticker or anything like that. No, he would fit because he's tall, he wears purple, and he cheats a lot. Huh.